Hey Dave, it's Greg here. We spoke on the phone. Yeah, I'm based in Jupiter. I've got this Jupiter Heights magazine. I live in Jupiter Heights. So I'm going to take a look at your website, Dave. I wanted to shoot this video for you to help you understand what I look at when it comes to ranking a website in Google, because I don't want you to think that the plan I put together is based on fluff, because I know that you've had that experience already with another marketing company. So when I talk about getting your website visible and getting you the return on investment for your marketing dollars, it's about getting attention from your potential customers. And these are the ways that you do it. So when anyone does a Google search, these are the places you can show up. The ads section, and we know the big T is showing up in the ads section. This is the maps section that I showed you here. When any one of your potential customers is looking for a local contractor, they're going to look in the maps section because they'll see where you're located. Map section is good because it also gives you the chance to get reviews, which is good for reputation. The third place here is the organic section here, the search results. Okay, so let me talk to you about how to get here into the organic section. First, we're going to take a look at content. Google needs to know what you do and where you do it. Okay, that means your website needs to contain keywords. A keyword is a search phrase like this: core drilling, Geneva, Florida. Your website needs to contain these words because it tells Google what you do, core drilling, and where you do it, Geneva. If you don't contain these keywords, they can't make a match between what you do, where you do it, and the people that are searching for your services. As I take a look at your website, Dave, I struggled to find where you were on your website. I had to go to your LinkedIn profile to know that you were in Geneva, Florida. So this is the first thing: is we need to bring in these keywords to your content that tell Google where you are and tell your customers where you are. That way, when someone is searching for core drilling, Geneva, Florida, and all the other areas around you that you serve, Google knows to put you up there. Okay. So that's the first thing is these keywords. Here's an example of all the keywords. I did some research. We take a look at one of your competitors, JMC Concrete Cutting. They're using keywords like concrete cutting Orlando. Now, I don't know whether Orlando is in your service area, but this is the kind of keyword that is a what you do and where you do it keyword. Further down, concrete companies in Orlando, Florida. There aren't that many of these keywords. Actually, when I did some additional research, I found that the keywords that we would be able to use were as follows: concrete cutting Orlando concrete cutting Orlando, Florida, Volusia concrete cutting, although there's very little volume there. So we would have to do some very deep research to find the right words to write into your content, Dave, and we'd have to rewrite the content on your website to get it to rank in Google. The second thing we need to do to get your website ranked in Google, here's the info I sent you, and you've got two organic keywords. Keywords that you have are just, you've got Orlando, concrete cutting Orlando, but you're on the 5th, 6th page for that. So once you get the right content into your website, we also need to make Google trust you. And the way that we get Google to trust you is we build these referring domains. That is, any other website on the internet that is relevant to concrete, we persuade them to link back to your website. This is Google's popularity contest. If Google trusts the websites that link to you, they trust you too. And right now you've got a 0.5% trust score. I can see that outfit that you were working with has done some backlink work, but it's minimal and they haven't done a very good job. Okay, so that's the second thing that we need to do. That work that I just mentioned would get you here in the organic section of Google. To get you up here into the maps section, Dave, it's all about getting your website registered into online directories: Yelp, BBB, Yellow Pages, and hundreds of others that you've never heard of and don't need to know, but they're very powerful to drive local relevance and prominence to get you into the maps section here. What I've noticed that Big T is doing very well is they are in the maps section for almost all the searches. Here for sidewalk repair, Geneva, Florida, they're in the maps section. Core drilling, Geneva, Florida, they are the only one that shows up with a map. They're doing a great job. For concrete cutting, Geneva, Florida, again, Big T is showing up, right? So what they've really done, they don't show up for Orlando, but they've really dominated the maps section here, and I think they're getting a lot of traffic from that. The third way to get visibility, of course, is paying for ads. You've told me that you don't want to pay for ads, but it seems that that's maybe a way to go, because there isn't a lot of search volume, Dave, for people actually searching for concrete repair, concrete cutting, or core drilling in your areas. So maybe a way to do it is to run ads. I wouldn't start there. Honestly, the way that I would start is I would start with your Google My Business. Okay, I would create those citations for you, the directory listings, and I'd help you win a spot here in the maps section for all these locations. I don't think it would be that hard. That way you're at least prominent. Because what I do see is when I look for concrete cutting concrete cutting Geneva, Florida, you're not in the map section. But check this out. This is really interesting. All the other organic listings in the search relate to you. Big D, Blue Book, BBB, Facebook, LinkedIn, Nextdoor. So, except that your website is way down here. That's what we would need to change by getting the keywords in there and the trust in there to pull your website up here. So I don't necessarily think that your website visibility is an issue, although it could certainly be better. I personally think it's all about getting here into the maps section, Dave. I'll put together a plan for you as to what that would look like, and I'll send you through this video, and I'll let you know when that plan is ready to discuss. All right, Dave, just by way of overview, about winning visibility in Google, I talked about the content on your website. You've got to get those keywords in there so Google knows what you do and where you do it. We build popularity for your website and trust with backlinks, getting other websites to link to you. But the main thing here, I think, for you is getting your Google My Business. That is a spot in the Maps section by getting you listed in all these directories, Dave. That will give you prominence in all these areas without having to worry about ranking your website quickly. And Google Ads is an option, but it's not an option we need to address right now. There you go, Dave. I'm going to send this through to you. I appreciate your time. I look forward to speaking to you soon.